Well, our cup runneth over. The only thing more congested than our fixtures are the top 6 in the Premier League. We had our youth intake. The less said about that, the better, and I'm really kind of annoyed about it. But on the other hand, I was able to go to the board and prize some money out of them. Today, a double live comm as we face Atletico Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinal round. My name's FM19, and this is the Palace March, episode 38. Well, due to our cup runs and our appearances on TV, we're actually doing decent budget-wise. We were in the black enough that I felt comfortable going to the board and saying, I want to improve our training facilities, I want to improve our youth facilities, and I want to improve our youth recruitment, and we're also improving our youth level as well. A couple of times I had to lean on the fact that, hey, we're in the Champions League and we're a top-flight Premier League club, and you really don't want to lose me because I'll walk away and one of the other teams will snap me up, no problem. And Steve Parrish essentially said, yeah, sure. Then again, he's also looking to leave the club as soon as possible. That said, we're going to go to the youth intake video I recorded earlier. Seriously, it's a minute and a half long, and that's before I edited it. And that should give you an idea of how bad our youth intake was. I'm not happy at all. But off to that video, and we'll be back after that. Youth intake. Richard Johnson, potentially be one of the most gifted players to come through the ranks. Well, he's from Enfield. That's a plus in his favor. Connor Smith and Richard Johnson. Okay, I have not looked at these yet. Let's see. He's got good physicals already. That's at 15 years old. The aggression is nice. The determination could be better. The technicals, well, they're not bad considering he's 15. Oh my God, this youth intake is horrible. I have never had a good in 2.5 years, almost 3 years of Football Manager. I've never had a good youth intake. I'll have like one good player out of 20. I'm not saying I'd kill for Golden Generation. I'd kneecap someone, though. For most of us, there are about 5 games left in the season. The only team that doesn't really apply to at the moment, third place Man City. They've got 8 games left. Chelsea is 2 points ahead of Liverpool, 4 points ahead of the aforementioned Man City, 5 points ahead of us, 6 points ahead of Arsenal. Watford is in 6th place, 10 points behind. Man United is in 7th place. They are there on goal difference above Stoke. And after that, well, Bournemouth kind of has an outside shot looking in, but I doubt it. This has been a very interesting season. There hasn't been a team that's been able to pull away. For the longest time, it looked like Chelsea might have. They came back to earth. Man City was up there for a couple weeks. They came back to earth. Something tells me whoever wins the Premier League this year is going to do so by not a large margin. And a couple of these positions are going to be decided by goal differential. Man City won the Carabao, so they've already qualified for Europa League. I suspect that will be going down to Man United here. So, how did we end up to where we are now? We got lucky a couple of times. After beating Leipzig, we were away at Bournemouth. We didn't get lucky here. They shut us out 3-0. But then again, I didn't start my strongest squad, and when players like Sablik and Tymon and Kamara and Ajeti have off games, and almost everybody on their team had a better than average game, a 3-0 score is going to happen. Wilson, Cook, and Cavallero with the goals. We just could not put anything together. I don't know why this keeps doing that. And there we go. 15 shots, 9 on target for them. 9 shots, 3 on target for us. And frankly, one of those on targets was a gift because it was kind of sort of in the general direction of where their goal was. We were then at home against Wolves. And I got FM'd. There's no way to put it. Ajeti and Burkhart had goals for us. Penaranda had a goal in the 34th minute to actually put Wolves 1 up. Dendaka got sent off for a second yellow card in the 63rd minute. Moutinho missed a penalty kick in the 77th minute, kicked it right at Neka. He didn't even have to move. It's almost like he caught the ball and just chucked it back at him and said, try again. A man up for 27 minutes, and then in the 91st minute, an extra time goal to claw the draw back. We were not exactly the better team by far, but overall we had better performances. Neka on a 7-3, Burkhart a 7-2, Ajeti a 7-3, Mayoral, player of the match worthy game, an 8.2. Both the goals started with his left foot. He had a bunch of key passes as well. We should have won this game. We should have won this game. We were then away at Southampton in the FA Cup 6th round game, and we won here 2-1. It got a lot easier after Muriel was sent off for a double yellow card in the 51st minute, because up until then, Selke had a 1-0 lead on us, and we're actually looking really, really good. Muriel went off, I put the boys in the attack, and they responded with, well, at least 14 shots. Muriel scored literally a minute after Muriel was sent off. Mepham put us ahead with a goal in the 79th minute. Southampton fought hard. I suspect if Muriel hadn't been sent off, we might have drawn. It's possible we could have won. We were making progress as the game went on. We were getting better as the game went on, as you can see from the scores. All of our guys were sub 6-7 in the first half. In the second half, they came alive. Mepham had a player of the match game, and that's despite the fact he came on in the 58th minute. A lot of that is the goal. A lot of that is his defense. He stopped a couple of attacks cold. He's been kind of lost on the defensive back line. He's my primary backup at defensive center back, at defensive right back. But I suspect were he a full-time starter, he'd be as good as, if not better than, at least Kamara. We were then away at Liverpool, and a 0-0 draw at Anfield was all we got. Not a lot going on here. We were lucky to hold Liverpool scoreless. 23 shots, 13 on target they had, to our 9 and 4. As you can see, our defense and NECA were absolutely, well, I want to say absolutely fabulous, but they were better than good. And likewise, their defense was better than good as well. In games like this, a draw is what you expect. Not a 0-0 draw maybe, but a draw nonetheless. And I was happy to walk away with a draw. I don't want to lose points. We were then home against Huddersfield, and we got back to our winning ways, at least Premier League-wise. Borja Mayoral, a brace of goals. Jonathan Burkhart, an extra time goal to put the game away. Huddersfield they were outclassed. There's just no other word for it. I mean, our players are slightly better than theirs. We performed a lot better than they did. Sander Berg was our lowest scoring player, but that's because Tonali and blanking on his name. I'm running into that problem again where 2 or 3 players after every match are tired and they need a rest. And we're playing games left, right, and center, it seems. FA Cup game here, 3 days later, Premier League game. 4 days after that, hey, here's a Champions League game. It just got to be too much. As you can see here, we played Liverpool. 3 days later, we played Huddersfield. 3 days after that, we played Everton in the FA Cup semifinal, and we finally lost 1-0. Filthy Gilfy 70-minute goal was enough to see them through. This was a fairly even game in that neither side really seemed to want to win. Everton had more shots. They didn't have as much on target. They had a huge possession advantage, but a lot of that was because they played keep away, and they held onto the ball. I think they figured maybe they couldn't attack us to death. They'd try and bore us to death, and it almost worked. Udokai almost died of exhaustion and boredom. Frankly, if we weren't top 4 at the moment, I'd be more upset about losing this. But the fact that we got past the 3rd round and had the nice FA Cup run we did is a feather in our cap. That went a long way towards us getting us new training facilities and the like. So today, we're going to do a double live comm. Both championship quarterfinal games. We'll do Everton offline. I'm going to set the best 11 for this first match, which is going to be in Madrid. And we will be back with that in just a minute. Well, today in the away leg of the Champions League quarterfinal, we are at Madrid, and we are playing our 4-3-3, Neck and goal, Timon, Basankic, Kamara, and Sablik as the defensive back four, Ruggiero, Tonali, and Madu as the midfielders, Gubbles, Ajeti, and Song up top as the strikers. Injury news, the good news is Lanetti came back from his injury early. The bad news is I expected him to be out longer than he actually was, and I didn't register him. Mayoral is out with a twisted ankle. Benasser and Udokai are both hovering around 80%, so they're on the bench. Oh, and Sander Berg is cup-tied. He can't play. So we're really thin in the midfield. In other Sander Berg news, he doesn't want to sign a new contract with us. At one point in time, he was set to go to Seattle on a free, but I just got a note before this game started, actually, that Seattle has signed its limit of, it's an MLS rule, and frankly, I don't have the time to go back to college to learn the MLS rules. Mendy with, he wasn't fouled. Okay. All Black knocks it out. This is a really long, it's not kickoff highlight. Oh, crud. Correa rounds NECA. And Madrid is one up. They've won La Liga the last 2 years. In the 2 years prior to that, they finished second. So, yeah, they're a really good team. Unfortunately, the only recognizable player I know is Olivier Giroud. But as you saw in the intro, almost all their players have faces. So, once again, my lack of knowledge on European football comes to the fore. 20 minutes in the game, Sablik is already at 80%. Gubbles with the free kick from outside the box. Oh, can Ajeti run it down? He can, but he's dispossessed. Otto has it, knocks it up towards Giroud. Oh, almost dispossessed by Sablik, but Gelson has the ball now. He drives right. Crosses it in. Oh, through the box. Vitolo dispossessed by Sablik. Mendy's there. To Saul. Back out to Vidal. Timon intercepts that. Long pass towards Hahn. To Ajeti. And he scores. Nice. It was a nice assist for Song, too. He hasn't scored in a while, but he does things like that. And I'm happy with him. Oh, Ajeti, nice interception of the ball there. Even though it was intended for him. It was a nice recovery. And that is halftime. Fairly even matched so far. They've had 5 shots, 3 on target. We've had 6 shots, 2 on target. We've had a slight possession advantage, but that's really not going to count for much here. We need to watch Timon in the yellow card. So, 9 times out of 10, I've found if you have a player on a yellow card, you do the team talk, and then you do the individual talk and tell them they need to remain calm. 9 times out of 10, that works. Except the one time you really, really need it to work, and then he gets a second yellow card like 5 minutes after the half, and he's gone. Fingers crossed, that's not going to happen here. Ruggiero, long pass towards Song, but Mendy knocked it down. The highlight ends. Now, 63 minutes in, no other highlights. We're going to make a couple changes. We're going to take Timon off and bring on Udokai. Mendy, over to Gelson. Over to Otto on the right. Crosses it in. Promes is there off the crossbar. I think NECA got a hand on that and pushed it up. Koch. With the corner kick in, knocked away by Madu. Batra runs it down, and that's the highlight. Yeah, Udokai comes in, and he is already less fit than Timon was. Koch with a corner kick in again, knocked away by Gubbles, but it goes out to Correa, over to Koch, to Correa. Long pass toward Barta on the left side of the box. He holds it up, Gelson's there. 3 Crystal Palace players around, and they finally get it away. Ajeti holds it up, he's going backwards. Tonali, out to Ruggiero. Over to Udokai. Long pass towards Gubbles. Can he get there? He can. Cross it in. Cross it in. Ajeti. Oh. Okay, we need to make one more sub here. Ruggiero's shattered. He's on a 7-3. We'll have to bring Benasser on. Up him with Madu. And we're going to have to do this as well. Tonali is going to take Madu's spot and still be the deep lying playmaker. Kamara is going to come up and take Madu's spot in the center and become... Oh, he's going to be the deep line playmaker, so I've got to move Tonali over to the ball-winning midfielder. And then Mepham is going to come on the defensive back line. 10 minutes left. And they didn't show the corner. That was interesting. Okay, 5 minutes left. I'm happy with a 1-1 draw. The away goal will be helpful. Mepham, and that is the game. A 1-1 draw. I will take that. A very nice Ajeti goal. Equalizes the Correa goal. They had 4 yellow cards. I did not realize that. And we had 2, but Madu probably won't be playing next game. 11 shots, 4 on target for us. 14 shots, 7 on target for them. Well, we've got Everton coming up in 4 days, so I'm going to play that offline, and we're going to come back for the home leg of the Champions League quarterfinal round against Atletico Madrid in just a bit. Well, we beat Everton, but it was a close-run thing, although the 3-1 score doesn't really reflect that. Burkhardt, a 49th minute goal. Goebbels, a 53rd minute goal. Mepham, a goal in the 84th minute to make the score look better than it actually was. Dominica had a goal for Everton in the 25th minute, but man, did they have their chances. 23 shots, 13 on target to our 19 and 13. As you can see, our defense was better than their offense, and that is what saw us through. Bosankic had an absolutely fabulous game. A lot of key tackles, a lot of key assists, a lot of key passes. Key assists, good grief. Both 2 of the 3 goals came off of his foot. Timon had a solid game. Mepham had a solid game in addition to the goal. Neka, again, was brilliant in goal. Even the guys that came on at the start of the second half were good. Benasser on a 7-3. Burkhardt on a 7-3. And as you can see, the league table has kind of sort of shaken itself out. Chelsea appears to be running away, although with 5 games left, there's still a chance that any one of the teams in, well, I'd say from us on up has a chance of getting first. It would require Chelsea starting to lose, which frankly hasn't happened all that much this season, just the 3 times. It looks like the dogfight is going to be who qualifies for that 4th spot in the Champions League games. Right now, it is a 3-team race. Also fighting, Stoke is on the outside looking in, although Watford's form lately has been very, very poor. This is going to be a fun end to the season. And there's a splash screen that comes up that shows various leagues that you can set, and I saw that Nantes had qualified for Europa League, and I wanted to see why. Something tells me it's because they won the Coup de Ligue. Yep, they beat Monaco in the Coup de Ligue finals, so that qualifies them for Europa League. At least that's how I remember it. It's been a bit since I've played in France. My very first save in FM19 was in France. Well, let me rephrase that. My very first competent save was in FM17, playing USL Dunkirk, which is actually on the forums if you want a good read. So today we are on the home stretch of our Champions League quarterfinal leg against Atletico Madrid. I'm going to set the best 11, and we're going to come back with that in just a bit. Well, the second leg of the Champions League quarterfinal is being played at Selhurst, and we are playing our 4-3-3. Neka in goal, Udakai, Bosankic, Kamara, and Sablik as the defensive back 4, Ruggiero, Tonali, and Benasser as the midfield 3, Ajeti, Goebbels, and Mayoral up top as the strikers. Well, any draw will work for us. No, it won't. God, what am I saying? Benasser just possesses Tagliano up to Mayoral. Now his pass is intercepted by Otto, goes to Bobson, and the highlight ends. We need to score more goals, or we need to hold them to a 1-1 draw, or a 0-0 draw. Sablik to Benasser, up to Mayoral, who got behind the defenders. And his shot bounces off a Madrid player and goes to Correa, but he is just possessed by Ruggiero to Ajeti, taps it up, and All Black's there. Into the crowd, knocked down to Goebbels. Out to Mayoral. Over to Sablik. He crosses in. Jetty's there, and he scores. Holy cow. That's twice now he's done that in a Champions League game. Let's watch this in the 3D. Gubbles up to Mayoral. Taps it back to Sablik. Doesn't even set it up, and Jetty just comes through with a kind of half-cocked Captain Morgan-style volley. Hits it in the goal. Is he offsides? No, he is not. Well done. Oh, and Kamara just got injured. Well, that is why we have Mepham. A half hour in, we are still holding on to that 1-0 lead. Madrid has had more shots, but not as many on target. Udokai with the throw-in to a Jetty. Back to Udokai. Over to Tonali. To Ruggiero. To Tonali. Back to Udokai. To Ruggiero. To Udokai. Who's dribbling backwards to Bosankic, who sends it up towards Mayoral. Oh, nice. Oh, that was so nice. Oh, it's great when your team is the team playing the really good football. Udokai had me a little worried there. He was going the wrong direction. Oh, that one-touch long pass. Both Bosankic and Sablik have been absolutely on it this game. Benasser with the corner kick to Bobson, knocks it out. Mepham, back to Benasser, out to Tonali. Long pass across the field of Bosankic. He crosses into the box, holds it up, back out to Tonali. Taps it over to Ruggiero, back to Tonali. To Ruggiero, to Bosankic, who sends it into Mayoral. Gubbles is there, and he scores. Holy cow, we are on fire this game. I have no idea why. Oh, it was dispossessed because they're calling him offsides. That didn't look offsides to me. Then again, I could have been looking through the wrong part of my bifocals. Halftime here, we are ahead 2-0. A Jetty and Mayoral with goals. 4 shots, 3 on target for us. 4 shots, 1 on target for them. Well, the assistant didn't disappoint anybody in his halftime talk. We're going to bring Tonali off and bring on Consbrook, who plays a really good central midfielder, but he's literally 1-star current ability, 3-star potential ability. So, if we weren't ahead 2-0, I wouldn't be doing this, but Tonali on a yellow really does kind of scare me. Oblak with a long kick into the crowd. Mepham knocks it down. Milinkovic sends it back up, though. Mepham, somehow it gets up to Mayoral, who, Oblak with a really nice save there. Mayoral's first kick was weak, and it bounced off Oblak, but it went right back to Mayoral, and his second shot, Oblak got just enough on it to push it aside. Bosankic was fouled. Benasser from just outside the box up to a Jetty. And a Jetty was fouled. Who's taking this? Benasser again. Oh, of all the times you want Luka Milivojevic. Bartra to Correa. Long pass across the field towards Gelson. Lovely curve on the ball there. Bobson all the way out to Otto, alone on the right. Sends it in, through the box. Correa corrals it. Tagliafico to Vidal, and his shot is very hard, very high, and over the bar. Neka out to Bosankic, up to Udokai, to Ruggiero. Long pass towards Mayoral, but Otto knocks it down. Vidal has the ball now for Atletico, over to Correa. Dribbles left, challenged by Sablik, gets away. Bobson has it. Out to Correa again, shadowed by Sablik, and the ball hits Sablik enough to hit the post and go out of bounds for an Atletico corner kick. Correa through the box again. I don't know if that was a foul or not. Looks like it went out of bounds. I'm not planning on making any more changes unless I have to. 75 minutes. Still going strong. Okay, I just got to note that Benasser's looking exhausted. He was on 70% when I saw it. And now somehow he's down to 64. The problem is I don't have any other midfielders. So I'm going to have to leave him on. There's only 10 minutes left in the game. Kamara is my primary backup with Berg and the others not being able to participate. Giroux, oh, nice dispossession. Who did that? Was that Mepham? Who's the 5 guy? Bosyankic. Well done. Promes knocks it in, and that is over the crossbar. Bosyankic is still unhappy with me. He got penalized for a double yellow card. Oh, good grief. 10, 12 games into the season, and was upset that I fined him, and he's been unhappy with me ever since. Udokai knocks that ball down to Ruggiero, but he can't control it. Gelson sends it over to Vidal. Gaspar has it now. Over to Vidal. To Bobson. Over to Gelson, who dribbles right. Challenged by Ruggiero, who is going to get sent off. But there's less than a minute in the game. He's still going to get fined. I don't even think that was anywhere close to being a professional foul or anything like that. There was no reason for that. And that is the game. He literally did that right before time ran out. A 2-0 win, giving us a 3-1 win on aggregate. My already thin midfield took a hit because now Ruggiero is out of the next match. You know what? We're going to come back and see who we're playing in the semifinal. Received $9.42 million. Kamara, 4 to 7 weeks. Okay. Well, good thing we have Mepham. Juventus, Monaco, Tottenham. I'll take Tottenham. They're actually not having the best season. Goebbels, Tonali, and Ben Nasser. Well, this is nice. We've made a profit this year. That is almost entirely due to our Champions League run. And I will take it. 4-5-1. That's interesting from Birmingham. That's our next opponent. We're not going to be playing them, though. We're just literally fast-forwarding ahead to see who we're playing in the championship semifinal. It's going to be Monaco, Juve, or Tottenham. And honestly, part of me wants it to be Tottenham because they are 9th in the league so far. Okay, here we go. Juventus, Tottenham, Monaco, and us. Tottenham and Juventus will play Monaco. Yay! It's not the Monaco I remember. Jovetic, Abubakar, Pellegrini, who is a brilliant young striker. He is probably one of the best young strikers in the game. Look at that. Holy cow. You know, we just have to hope our striker from Monaco is better than their striker from Monaco. Okay, let's see when we're scheduled for that. You know, we're going to come back and do the home and away Monaco games as a double live com. And then probably end with Southampton. And if we're in it, the Champions League final, depending on what happens there, will determine, I mean, obviously, depending on what happens between these two matches will determine whether or not we're there. And the game at Southampton is going to determine where we end up in the league. So, that is the plan. Then again, Custer had one too. Then again, Albion at Jetty. Absolutely on fire for us in these quarterfinals. He's been kind of the lost striker. You know, I've got 4 really good ones, and more often than not, he hasn't been playing as much. He's got 16 and 8. I want to say Song has about the same. But 11 goals, 1 assist, 1 player of the match for 6.93 this season. Definitely getting my money's worth out of him. And the 3 goals in the Champions League are just icing on that particular cake. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave them down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM19. I thank you for watching.